Thank you. And hello class, and this is going to be my informational speech. This is my crowd right here, and my camera lady. Say hello.
Hi.
Alright, and today I'm going to be talking to you about beer. Mostly, drinking beer here in America. So, getting to point one, beer is the #1 drink here in the United States. A little bit over than 40% of Americans drink more beer, than wine or any other liquor. So, as you can see, it's one of the most important, alcoholic beverages here in the United States. So, what is beer? Beer could be a very simple thing, but also it could be a very complicated thing. The way to make it, basically, the ingredients are very basic. Barley, it could be rye, it could be wheat, and it depends on the brand or the style of the beer that you're trying to make. Some of the ways to making beer, it starts with the malting, mashing, boiling, and at the end is fermenting. That's the entire process that it takes, to make, some of your favorite beers. So those are the steps to making beers. Now that I told you how to make beer, I'm gonna talk to you about how to enjoy it. One of the things, you can do with beer, kind of like with wine, you can pair it with different kinds of food. You can, you can drink your beer, with a steak, with chicken. It all depends on the type of beer that's gonna make the difference. So you can, one of the ways to make it different is, the lighter the meal, the lighter the beer. If you're having a steak, you can have a nice little dark beer, and that's gonna go well with that. So, also another the things that people look after when enjoying a beer, not only eating but also watching calories. So one of the ways of knowing the calories for the beer is just on the alcohol level. So the higher the alcohol level for a beer, that's gonna say that it has way more calories than a lighter beer. So that's something that whoever's trying to stay in line, it's something to watch for. So now that I told you a little bit about, beer, how to enjoy it and all that, I'm going to tell you about the risks of drinking beer. So since beer is an alcoholic beverage, one of the things that, it's always been associated with beer is liver damage. Since liver is the one that, when you drink, it's the one that processes the alcohol. So if you're drinking excessively, you're gonna damage your liver. So that's very important to take into consideration. Another one of the things, it's also drinking beer is associated with obesity. Drinking a lot of beer is, gonna gain a couple of pounds, so that's something also to look for. The #1 thing and the most important thing is, to drink responsibly. Now that we know some of the risks associated with beer, there's also some advantages to drinking beer. There's been some studies by the University of Helsinki that say that if you drink from 1 to 3 beers on a daily basis, it reduces your risk of a stroke. So that's, very helpful information for us to enjoy beer. Also, Harvard University discovered that drinking beer reduces the risk of getting Alzheimer's disease. So that's also very, very helpful. Okay, now again, the most responsible thing to do is always watch your drinking. So that's very important. Well, in conclusion, beer is something that we can all enjoy. You're gonna find all sorts of different beers, from light beers to dark beers, wheat beers. All sorts of different beers. It takes for you to try a couple to know which one you're gonna like the most. So, without all that being said, thank you for your time and cheers.